Hello, hello. This is Ariel, and I'm here with you today for a New Year's New Moon Ascended Master reading. Now, for this reading, I'm going to be using the Ascended Master deck by Doreen Virtue. And before we get started, I'd like to just talk about a few things that you can do as you're setting the space for doing your own reading, and to let you know how I set up my space when I'm about to do a reading. Here are a few suggestions to create sacred space. First of all, you want to have an intention. An intention is different than a question. One can use questions to gather information that can get to their desired outcome. But keep in mind that it's not the same as asking a question. An intention is a desired result. So it's the end result. For example, healing, or perhaps clarity, knowledge, peace. It's what energy or state of being that you want to draw forth in your life, where you want to have your attention, your intention. Your attention follows your intention. The new moon is a perfect time to set these kind of intentions. I love it when you set daily intentions, of course, but it's really this new moon where we harness the powers of the moon to set intentions and then do our reflection on the full moon that can really get us in touch with the earth cycles and to start to manifest things in our life. So number 2, have an energetic protocol to ground yourself and to connect to your higher self. Now, I get a lot of people saying, Ariel, why don't I just connect to Source? Well, that's great, but let's first ground yourself into the planet and connect yourself with your higher self, with your own higher consciousness, your angel self, your highest consciousness. And then, if you like, you can connect your highest consciousness then up to your source. But first, have this step of connecting to the highest self. I usually use a pendulum, and I'll just ask, am I connected to my higher self? And I wait for the affirmative response. Number 3, have energetic support, okay? Call in your angels, masters, guides across time and space and ask for the information that you receive be of the highest purity and clarity and for the greatest good of all concerned. I'm going to say that one again because that might be something that you want to do. So here's how I do it. I call in my angels, masters, and guides across time and space and ask that the information that I receive be of the highest purity and clarity and for the greatest good of all concerned. Okay, so you can just borrow that phrase. You may want to do a couple ritual things. Of course, you know that I start my podcast with my vibrational healing bowls, with my little singing bowl, light a candle. You can use aromatherapy or sage for purification. But most of all, have fun. Have a pure heart and go with great intentions. And without further ado, let's get into our Ascended Master card reading for this month. Now, I just wanted to do a single card reading so that we could really get into that energy. And for this year, 2019, I'm just going to do single card readings for the Ascended Master New Moon readings. That's a little bit different than I've done before. But I just wanted to use single cards so that we can really fine-tune getting to know these energies. So the Ascended Master card for this month is Saint Germain. Now, Saint Germain is awesome. Saint Germain teaches us about divine science and how to work our magic. And the card that I drew from the Ascended Master oracle card deck, which is by Doreen Virtue. The card with Saint Germain on it says, work our magic, or work your magic, rather. Now, he's not a Catholic saint, okay? I know his name is Saint Germain, but he's not an actual saint. He's actually a count from the Saint Germain region of France in the 1700s, where he was known as the Wonder Man. That's right. He was a virtuoso musician, a linguist, and most interestingly, he was an alchemist who everyone said he had this gifted talent for giving people magically empowered gems and healing elixirs. And I bet a bunch of my Reiki friends out there are jumping for joy because, and my aromatherapy divas out there are jumping for joy because we all kind of have that energy, don't we? We always have one of our little magically powered gems. I always have a couple tucked in my bra, actually, or I mix up the oils for my clients and my family and friends, the healing elixirs. Sometimes I even combine them and put small chips of crystals in the roll-on aromatherapy bottles when I give people oils, so that when they shake it up, they get that infusion of the gems. So rituals like this are akin to Saint Germain, and Saint Germain oversees and helps light workers who wish to bring peace to our entire world by helping us bring integrity and honesty in governmental situations, honestly. So we could really use a little Saint Germain energy in our world right now, I'd say. Now, he's associated with the 7th chakra, that's your crown, and violet flame energy. I remember years ago, I was in Mount Shasta and I was visiting with the I Am people in Mount Shasta. And I got a little mantra that I love to say, I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. And I would use that mantra to transmute lower energies of hurt and anger, and to raise my vibration a little. I remember walking in Mount Shasta. Now, the reason I'm bringing up Mount Shasta is because in 1930, a gentleman by the name of Guy Ballard, while hiking in Northern California around Mount Shasta, met the ascended master Saint Germain on the side of the mountain there, Mount Shasta. And Mr. Ballard wrote many, many books about his experience with Saint Germain. He formed a relationship with this Saint Germain entity that he came across. And then he formed what is known as the I Am activity, which most people know if they're followers of New Age teachings. But if you don't know, it's a group of New Age people who follow these teachings of Guy Ballard about Saint Germain. And it's very, very interesting. For the purpose of our reading today, it will suffice you to know that by harnessing the power of your mind and focusing your intention, you can create that magic to shape your world, which is sort of like divine magic, or if you're familiar with the Secret, it's like that co-creation, that all of this manifesting kind of power in your life. So with that said, for this month, our new moon intention is to call on the violet flame energy and heal and transmute any lower energies, any grief, any pain, any jealousy, any lower energies, rage, hate. All of these are lower energies. So in our own bodies, in our own energy fields, and and in our world around us, in our environment around us. You want to imagine yourself bathed in that violet light. Remember that mantra I gave you. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. Just raise that energy up. And you may want to use the crystal energy of an amethyst to raise your spiritual vibration and clear your 6th and 7th, your higher chakras there. Call on the energy of Saint Germain to show up and work that magic in your life. And you may find yourself receiving alchemical information, divine science. Don't be surprised if you ask for magic, that magic will show up. So with that, I wish you happy manifesting during this new moon cycle. I'll check in with you again. Please go ahead and stay tuned or subscribe to the daily reflections with Ariel, in which I give affirmations and meditations for personal and spiritual development. I hope you've enjoyed this reading, and this is Ariel. Have a great day. Bye-bye.